we might start just standing up today. You're just going to have your hands onto the roller and you will do a few little shoulder shrugs, lifting the shoulders up, exhaling, opening up the chest, allow the shoulders to just melt down the spine. Deep inhale to lift, exhale, rolling back and down. Let's just do one more in this direction. And then let's reverse it. Rolling forward. And just two more here. And just soften the knees. We're a little bit wider than hip width. And we're just going to press the roller forward, lengthening through the spine. Let the head just drop between the shoulders and reach your tail back. So come into like a little squat here. And then from here, start to lengthen the legs as you draw the pelvis in and roll the spine up. Opening the chest, lowering the shoulders. And again, so we elongate the arms forward. We sit the hips back. You lengthen out through the tail. If you can't hear me, just let me know. And then from here, we tuck under, we scoop the lower abdominals in, we roll the spine up. And we'll just do two more here. So exhale, reaching back with the tail, forward with the arms, scooping through and rolling up. And then just one more here. And so you can just take a little bit of weight off the roller. And exhale. And then we're just going to come into that little squat. We're going to hold it here, really sit back into your heels. I'm going to take the right arm off and we're just going to open out to the side and close. So we're just going to do three here, opening the ribs, shoulders and arms. And exhale, even weight through your heels. And last one. Good, and then come up, shake those knees out. Then sitting back into it, we'll open out through the left side now. So just floating the arm out, allow the eye gaze to follow your fingertips, draw it back in. As you open the ribs, can you keep your hip bones pointing forward and your weight into your heels? So you should feel the back of the legs and glutes starting to switch on now. And draw that in, little squats here. That's it for 5, 4, and wrapping into the thighs and glutes. And last 2, really spread those sit bones wide. And last 1, and coming all the way up, shaking that out. Okay, so then from there, let's just leave the roller as it is. Ooh, just in front. I'm just going to allow one arm to just slide down, going into a little bit of a side bend. And then exhale, return. And sliding, opposite arm down, opening up through those ribs, intercostal muscles, and then sliding, lengthening at the waist. And we'll just do 2 more each side, so 3 on each side. Really trying to breathe into that upper rib cage. So if you just even want to hold it there for a moment, take that big, deep inhalation into the upper ribs. Whew, that felt different. And then coming up. So that really allows the intercostal muscles to stretch and open. That's it. I need a sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, so then from there, we're going to just bring the roller behind you. And you're just going to do some shoulder shrugs here. So just allowing the shoulders to lift and then feel as though you're pushing the roller down. If you do so, that's just try not to flare the ribs up. So it's a small movement. So you should get a little bit of traction, maybe even a little bit of a nerve stretch as you push the roller down towards your heel. And then from here, let's breathe in. And as we exhale, we're going to nod the chin towards the throat. We're going to start to peel the spine down. And we'll just come halfway where we can balance that roll at the back of our spine. Let the head be heavy. Inhale at the bottom, exhale to tilt back up, lengthening up through the spine. As you open the chest, push the roller down, breathe in. Breathe out, we dip the head, chin down. The roller starts to roll up the spine slightly. Can we keep a little bit more weight into the balls of the feet here to find that core control? Last one here, and this is really allowing the fascia through the front of the chest, the pecs to open. And exhale, really all the way up. And then release that. And then just give your shoulders a little roll. And then from here, let's bring the roller down. And we're going to lay onto it. So our whole spine will be on the roller. So just sitting at the tip. And then let's melt the spine in and just feel the body just draping over the roller. And just feel those bony landmarks that are in contact with the roller, just getting heavier. Opening up through the front of the throat. And just adjusting the feet so we're nice and parallel and our hips are level, so we're stable. Just take a few moments here, just allowing those ribs to sink deeper. And then from here, reaching up with the arms. And we're going to open the fingers out to the side. You're going to stretch the arms down and exhale. You're going to bring your wrists back together. So we still have our fingers pointing out. So it's a bit of a nerve stretch. If this is too much, then just don't open the hands out. So just keep the fingers and wrists in line with the arm bone. Otherwise, a little bit of a nerve lock here. You might find that one side is tighter than the other. Let's just do 2 more here. And last one, holding it there out wide and just straighten the wrists so they are in line with the arm bones. And just take a little side to side motion. The roller's not going to move too far. But I just want you to try and massage between the shoulder blades and really try and get under the blade there. So you might just want to move across one side and just stay on that side and then move across to the other. Otherwise, just rolling across. And if you need to open your legs a little bit wider just to get a little bit more range, that's fine. And then from here, bring the feet back in. We're going to bend the elbows. So we're in our goalpost position. And we're going to flip our palms down, so pivoting around the shoulder and then pivoting palms up. Yeah, that's it. You inspired me today, Carrie, doing stuff. Good, so flipping palms down. And as we do this, can we see if we can keep that space between the shoulders and the ears, so those upper traps don't creep up to the ears. We've got those chopstick earrings on. And then on the next one, let's keep goalposts. And we're going to draw the elbows in towards each other, just above the chest. And then exhale, open out wide. Inhale back in and exhale, open. As you open, just feel that little connection with the shoulder blades into the roller. So maybe just a gentle squeeze and then drawing back in. And we'll just do another 4 here. Again, just opening out through the chest. Keeping stable through the pelvis. Last 2. And last one. And then let's stretch the arms back. Feel the ribs opening. And then from here, soften the ribs down. Inhale, open. Exhale, soften. These intercostals are getting a nice stretch. And let's go into circles. So opening the arms out, pressing the fingers down towards the hips. Inhale, reach back, arc the arms over the head, circling out and down. So finding a little bit of movement now in that shoulder joint. And let's reverse it, finding flow. And last two. Might be a little bit crunchy. I am on one side. And last one. And let's interlace the hands as we reach back and slide the hands underneath the base of the skull. Good. Feel as though you're pulling your fingers apart here. And take a breath in. As you exhale, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up as you sink that chest bone down, finding that abdominal connection. So drop the tail, find those little shapes, and then roll back down. Breathing in at the bottom, breathing out as you curl forward and roll back. So just warming up those upper abdominals now, but just trying to find that neutral spine so we're not tucking under. And just two more. And last one, hold it up, reach the arms forward, curl up a little bit higher, and then we're going to reach one arm back behind the head, followed by the other arm, keeping that chest high, and then roll back down. And again, breathing in, breathe out, curl forward. We reach both arms forward. We curl up a little bit higher. We reach one arm back to catch the head, stay lifted, arc the other arm back behind the head, and then melt the spine down. Breathing in, breathe out, sliding the ribcage down to meet the pelvis, elongating those arms forward, curl up higher, one arm reaches, the other arm follows, and we roll. And we have one more here, breathe in, breathe out, reach forward, curl higher, reach back, and roll. And then circle the arms back by your side. And let's work a little bit more on lower abdominal connection. So from here, we're going to ground into the left foot as we float the right leg into tabletop. And then lowering back down. So I always say the first one's never your best, but that's okay because that's going to tell you how much connection you still need. So let the feedback of the roller tell you if there's a bit of wobbliness there, then where can you connect more into? Maybe a little bit more pelvic floor, a little bit more deep abdominal, so sinking the belly away from your t-shirt, maybe a little bit more breath. We've also got the grounding of the feet that help us to stabilize, and the energy between the inner thighs. And once you're feeling stable, you can take one or both arms off and continue. So I find it really hard to take the arms off and talk and stabilize and do it. So I'm going to keep my arms down. But challenge those connections to deepen them. So obviously, the harder, the more challenging it is, the less you have to support you, the more you have to take into your center. And then when you're ready, floating the right leg up, followed by the left. And then we're just going to open our knees out wide and exhale, close. And I want you to squeeze the knees together. So bring them all the way in and then open. The arms are probably down and draw it in. Of course, if you can do it with your arms up, that's amazing. Let's just do a few more here and imagine you have that magnetic connection on the inner thigh, zipping back up. And last two. And last one. And then from here, we toe tap. We exhale to lower, we inhale to lift. Reverse the breath if that works better for you. So just a little tap and tap. Last four and three. Softness through the arms. Last two. Last one. And then one leg lowers, followed by the other. And then from here, bring the knees together and the feet together and back into some little knee floats. So just opening the knees out from side to side. So even though it's less challenging on the abdominals, it's still quite challenging to find that stability, even with the feet down. And again, trying to challenge it with the arms up. So these exercises are more working on those deeper muscles, those stabilizers. And then let's take both arms out and close both arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 2 more. And last one. And then just step the feet out just a little bit. And then we're going to open opposite arm and leg. So rolling onto the outside of the foot, drawing it back in. Let's focus on the stable side. So that right knee is still pointing straight up to the ceiling with the fingertips. Draw the foot back in, ground down through the big toe. And inhale, open, exhale, close. Are we still in neutral spine? Whoops, I lost it there. And just one more each side. And once you've finished there, we'll pop the arms down. For a moment, take the feet out a little bit wider. Reach the arms up. Let's see if we can roll all the way up. If you want to keep the arms down, slide them along the mat, that's absolutely fine. So breathe in. As you exhale, curl up, or let's inhale to curl up. And then exhale, press into the feet. Roll the spine all the way up. Make sure you're not on the very end there and sit forward. Lengthen the side and then rolling back down and just sliding that pelvis through the legs. Lengthening out through the front of the hips. Breathe in at the bottom. Use the energy through the arms to pull you up. Trying to roll through the center of your spine, grounding evenly down into both your feet. Lengthen up tall. And let's glide the pelvis back and through, opening up through the hips. Let's do one more. Breathe in and breathe out. All the way up. And then from here, we're just going to roll back about halfway or maybe more into your chest lift and bring your arms down and bring your feet together and float your legs into tabletop. So we're in a chest lift. So scoop up to take it out of the neck and stretch one leg out and bend it in. The single leg stretch in a chest lift. If your neck's a bit tender today, just bring the head back down, that's fine. Just working on those lower abdominals. Otherwise, let's try and find those upper abdominals too. Reaching out for the arms, find that stability. Last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. And let's float the legs down and we'll just push ourselves up. Holding it there for me now. Scooping the belly in, float one leg up at a time into the tabletop. And we're going to go again, single leg stretch. So it feels a little bit different here where we're balancing. This is more like a teaser sort of position at the back of the sit bones. So we've got 4 more. You can always go into your arc. That's it. And last 2, last 1, and then lower one leg down, followed by the other. Push yourself up, and then just bring the soles of your feet together. Balancing there. So keeping the roller between your butt cheeks, reaching the arms long, just trying to balance as you open up through the inner thigh. And then from here, we'll reach the arms up, we'll circle around. If you find it's quite tender on the coccyx, the tailbone, then just, what should you do? Maybe just come off the roller. So I can't actually see you, so I don't know where you need your corrections or modifications, but I'm assuming you're listening to your body. And if you do need me, just unmute yourself. Whoop. So just noticing if you are balancing or if you're starting to wobble from one side to the other. But what we're going to do is we're going to reach the arms and we are going to go for a little wobble. And that's going to help us to connect into those obliques a little. Whoop. So it's sort of a controlled wobble. So I want you to pull yourself back up and then whoop. And we'll just do 2 more here. And then from here, stretch your legs out long. Breathe in, breathe out, spine stretch. So drop the chin, reaching forward, lengthening through the upper back, and then rolling the spine back up. You want to take your arms down, that's fine. And then again, reaching forward. Let's flex the feet back and roll up. And reaching long, keeping the pelvis stable, lengthening up through the spine. 2 more. And last one. I'm going to just drop the arms down for a moment. Let the head be heavy. And we'll go into a little spine twist. The hands behind the head. We rotate to the right and we're going to pulse 1, 2. Rotate to the left, pulse 1, 2. Back to the right, drawing taller through center. Lifting out of your sit bones. And let's go another 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Just come off this. And let's just come lay onto the mat and just let the body settle. Especially, I find when you get that big, deep release through the coccyx, it can be a little bit tender. So just letting the knees just drop from side to side. And then from here, just we'll set ourselves up. We'll have the roller just underneath the knees. We're hip width apart. And we're just going to roll the spine up into a bridge. Just enjoying this little massage for a moment. Just softening the ribs and chest. Breathe in. Breathe out, melting the spine down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Spreading the sit bones wide. Allowing the spine to come back to neutral. And then we peel the spine back up. We open up through the front of the hips and thighs, wrapping into the glutes, breathing in and breathing out to roll back down. And on the next one, let's stay lifted. So rolling up. I'm just going to tilt the right hip down. We're going to roll down through the right side of the spine, roll across to the left. So it's like a little U-turn to the left and then come up through the left side of the spine. And then square the hips back up. Let's drop the left hip now. Roll down through the left side of the spine. U-turn around to the right. Up through the right. Back to center. We'll do one more each side. Coming across to the right. Rolling down. Just letting that movement happen through the spine. Reaching out through the knees. And last one to the left. And coming up through to center. Let's see if we can keep the hips lifted and place one foot onto the roller. Got my shoes on. And then followed by the other. Stabilize the roller. That's it. And then from here, we're going to lower halfway down and just allow the hips to open and soften at the front. And then exhale, lifting up. Keep that openness, but now it's like we're trying to lengthen them forward. And then dropping down, exhale, lift. And we're keeping the roller nice and grounded. So use your heels to ground the roller down. And let's just do 2 more here, really working from the back of the legs and the glutes. And last one, you're going to hold it up. And you're just going to massage the feet. So it's like you're trying to drop your toes over and then your heels. And as you drop your heels, it's like you're pulling the roller back and then you're rolling it forward. And it's only going to move about an inch or 2. We want to keep those hips high and level. And last 2. Last one. Come down for a break if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to lift one leg up and lower down. So we're marching here. So a little bit more work through the back of the legs and glutes. That roller is still again. And you can either continue here or next time the leg is in tabletop, the left leg, you're going to do those little rolls with the right leg only, keeping that left leg in a nice, beautiful boomerang tabletop position. Let's go for 3 more. We're really working that right side. Last 2. Last one. Lower down. Lift up through the left. Through the right. And move through the left. That's it. Going forward. Yes, rolling the toes forward. Pulling the heel back. 2 more. Last one. And lower down. And melt the spine all the way down. Stretch the legs out, stretch the arms out. Just have a nice little moment here to connect back into your breath. And reaching the arms up, let's go into our roll up. So curling the head, neck and shoulders up, rolling the spine forward, diving over the thighs, lengthening up towards, and then curling the spine back. Let's see if we can keep that roller as stable as possible. Reaching the arms back, breathe in, breathe out, reaching forward, lengthening the spine up, diving into your forward fold, scooping the belly back, and lifting up tall. Let's just do another 2 or 3 more there, your own time. Just check. Okay. Good. Let's just do 1 more here. And then just holding the roll at the top, holding it there for a little spine stretch and hamstring stretch here. And then rolling back, sliding the hands, floating the right leg up as you roll down, just taking hold of the back of your thigh. And we're just going to stretch, bend and stretch that right leg up for 3. Pointing those toes for 2. And for 1. Holding it there. And now let's just point and flex the foot. Oh, a little bit nervy today. Last 2. Last 1. And then from here, let's just bring the leg across the body for a little stretch. You can bend the knee if you want the stretch to be a little bit higher. Well, actually, let's bend and stretch so you can feel the difference. So as you lengthen, you might feel a little bit more through your ITB, back of the knee, a little bit more nervy. As you bend it, a little bit more higher into the thigh and glutes there. That's it. And if you just want to hold one of the stretches, that's fine. When my legs bend, I sort of like to rotate just a little bit more through the lower back. And then coming back through to center, stretch that leg up, ground your arms down, we circle. So we're going to inhale, leg comes across the body, exhale, sweep the leg down and around, pelvis is still, and really press that left leg into the roller there to help you stabilize, to help you ground. That's it, just 2 more in this direction. And just moving the circles just as big as you can maintain that stability through the pelvis. I hope you're reversing now. So I've got a balancing a bowl of soup on the pelvis there. And then bring that knee in. Give a little hug, stretch it out. And then bend your left leg in, and we start with our bend and stretching through the leg. And then on the next one, hold it up, point and flex, point and flex the foot. That's it. And then bringing it across the body, maybe holding it there or bend and stretch. Really using that breath, trying to send that blood, that oxygen down to those tight spots. And then just holding it in whichever stretch you desire today. And maybe just breathing into it and moving in a little bit deeper without forcing it. And then coming back through to center. That's it, stretching that leg up, arms out. We circle the leg across and down. And just feel that fluidity in the hip socket, allowing that thigh bone to really sink into the back of the hip. That's it, just 2 more in this direction. And last one. So we're pressing into that roller there to support us. Last 3. Last 2, and last one, and then hug that knee in. And we'll move the roller up. And we'll lift our hips up, bring it underneath the pelvis. And then from there, arms out wide onto the roller, chest is sinking down. Let's float one leg up at a time into tabletop. So glue the knees together. We're going to go side to side, just allowing the knees to drop towards the right hip, lifting the left side. Anchor that left shoulder down. Exhale, pull back to center. Inhale over to the left. Exhale, pulling back through to center. Inhaling to the right. Just going side to side. Really rotating through those ribs as if you're wringing out a wet cloth. And as you pull back, really pulling back from the upper ribs. That's it. Then the pelvis comes along, then the knee. And just rolling across that tight band to the lower back. And we'll just do 1 more each side. And just adjust the roll if you need to, if it's slid down a bit or up. And then from there, let's just lower both legs down, the arcing down, but just keeping it a really small range. So we want to keep the back of the ribs, the upper ribs glued to the mat. So it's a small little double arc. If that's too much, just go into singles. But just seeing how far you can go before the belly wants to pop up. So really pull that belly back. Once you know how far it can go, then just stay within that limit. And then in a moment, we're going to go into a little bit of a reverse curl into a rollover. So really moving from the pelvis to send those knees over the head, pressing down if you want to into the roller for support, and just balancing at the back of the shoulder blades, and then starting to melt the spine down, keep the thighs away from the chest, and then let's go into that little arc there. And then inhale, exhale, lift up and over. So I probably used a little bit too much momentum there. I got excited. So maybe a little less. So as you draw the knees, you really scoop through those lower abdominals, then lifting up. Yes, that felt better. I felt more work in my core. And then rolling back down, reaching along through the arms, a bit tight today, and drop through the heels. And again, lifting up. And then can we just turn our knees towards our right shoulder and roll down so the right side of our pelvis will land onto the roller. That's a U-turn across to the left, then come up through the left side, and then back to center like corkscrew, and then over to the left, and then rolling down to the left, and then coming up, U-turn, coming up through the right, and then back to center, and we'll do 1 more each side like that. And sweep, and lift, and then lower, last one. And then once you're finished there, that's just from center, lower 1 leg down at a time. Actually, we're just going to a little hip stretch here. Can't miss out on that. It's the best part. Let's pull the knee in and really push that left heel away from you. Pull the toes back, opening up through that hip flexor. Just hold it here for about 3 breaths. Just letting it go. And then switching sides, reach long through. the leg. Three breaths here. And then you can bring your legs down and lift your hips up. And then just take a little roll up to come up. And we're just gonna stay seated into a little mermaid. So let's bring your right shin forward and your left knee back. So you'll be doing, so I'm not quite mirroring you, yep. And then bring your roller to the right side. Lift up tall, we're gonna push the roller out. Side bend over and lift. Side bend over, find that energy through that underneath wedge. So we're not sinking into that right hand so much. Good. And last one here. And then from here, we're just gonna rotate. So let's place the hand onto the roller rather, and then open up the arms and push away. And then from here, drop the head and then ripple back up. Open the chest. And again, stretch forward. Drop the head, roll up. Open the chest, and one more here. And then from here, just move that hand back in line with your hip. Turn to your mermaid, come up to center. Let's just stretch over to the other side. And then come back up. Then from here, let's bring the roller to the other side. And let's see if we can move the knees without using our arms. And again, we'll reach out long through the arms and we side bend over. Inhale into that upper rib cage. Exhale, come down. Just 4 here. Get grounding down through those sit bones. Floating that head between the shoulders. On the next one, let's rotate down. We push forward. We drop the head. We ripple back up. We stretch the chest down. We ripple back up. 2 more. And last one. Yeah. And then from there, bring the roller underneath the armpit. And bring your hands together. Interlace the hands behind your head, elbows together. And glue the knees together. From here, we're going to open up the elbow, the chest. We're going to keep the elbow, the bottom elbow glued to the mat for the first 3. A little bit more rotation, but more through the upper spine. And then after your third, you're just going to open up that right leg and then come to center. And then from here, lift the hips up and roll through that upper spine. And just rolling out that fascia, coming up high onto the traps. If you want to move the elbows around, that's fine. Get a little bit more release, I feel. And placing the bottom down and just going into a little bit of extension here, letting the head really hang into the hands. And then maybe coming up halfway and down. And just 2 more here. And last one. And then coming back to the same side. Then from here, we go back into our book openings, but we lift that bottom elbow. We spiral back. Oh, now we've got a little bit more movement, hopefully, after releasing through that upper spine. We're reaching that top knee forward. Let's just do 2 more here. And last one. And then from here, we're just going to push ourselves up, bring the roller forward, bring that top knee on top of the roller and lay onto your side. Let's just go into a little bit of pelvic movement here. So just allowing the pelvis to rotate down towards the mat, press down into the roller to open up the inner thighs and draw that thigh bone back into the pelvis, the back of the pelvis rather. And exhale. Good. And then next time we pull that thigh bone back into the pelvis, our hips are stacked, energy through that bottom leg and we float that leg up. We can open up our top arm to the sky too. And we've just got 5 here and 4. Try and keep that roller as still as possible for 3, 2, 1, and hold. Reach, 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 and lower. Good. And then from there, we're just going to float. So pop your hand on here to stabilize it. Float that knee up. I'm going to take that knee back. That's it. Open the front of the hip. If you need to soften your bottom leg, that's fine. And then sliding it forward. And sliding back. And again, a bit more of a challenge with the arm up. And sliding it back and then folding at that hip, bringing it forward, staying in neutral. Just bring it above the roller and then you're going to dip your knee down, come back to parallel, dip your foot down. And then rotate down and rotate the knee up, rotate the knee down. Good, last 3, last 2, last 1, and then hold it there. And circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Nice, and push yourself up. Bring the roller underneath the right armpit. Check the time. Yep. So other way, and then we'll go back into our book opening. So stacking the knees, that's glue that bottom elbow down for the first through. Just seeing how that feels through the body. Using that breath, might be a bit more tender on one side. And last one here. And then hold, and then open that knee, come to center. Good, lift those hips up, rolling to the bottom of the ribs, and then rolling to the top of the shoulders, staying off the neck. Rolling forward, and rolling back. And then when you're ready, when you come about shoulder blade level, drop the pelvis, and then come into your extension, maybe holding it there for a few breaths. Letting that head be heavy like a bowling ball. And then maybe just moving, just bending over the roller. And just 2 here. And then when you're ready, just coming back to the side. And from here, we open up and we allow that bottom elbow to join. And then we close. And we open back up. We spiral across, open the chest, the shoulder, the elbow. Last one here, a bit clunky on the side. And back to center. And then from here, let's just bring that roller forward. Stretch that bottom leg out. Bring that knee on top. And we'll just roll the pelvis forward and then pulling it back in. Just enjoying this. Such a nice movement through that hip. Just letting it go. And like a suction, just drawing it back. So do 2 more here. And then allowing the hips to stack, lengthen through that bottom leg and float it up and down. So that top arm can come up. We'll just go for 5 and 4. Going a little bit more length and energy through that bottom waist, that bottom leg. Last 2 and last 1. So then from here, lower that bottom leg. You can soften it. You're going to lift that top leg up in line with the hip. You're going to slide it back. Like you're sliding along a table bench here on the same level here. And then drawing it forward, kneecap reaches up towards your nose. And we open the hip, kneecap reaches towards the end of your mat. And just watch that the back doesn't go into a little like banana back there. So we want to keep the ribs and pelvis nice and connected. And then on the next one, bring it forward. And then we dip the knee down, and then we dip the foot down. That's it. So I like to bring the arm up just to make sure that I'm not putting too much pressure into the hand. So really working through my stabilizers, my obliques, my lower and deeper abdominals, my glutes. Let's hold the next one up and we circle around for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower. And press yourself up. And then from here, let's just bring the roller onto the mat. We're going to lie down onto our front. Place your hands nice and wide on the roller and thumbs up. Let's just go into some shoulder shrugs here. So pushing the roller forward, allowing the ribs to separate, and then softening the ribs down and stretching forward and drawing down, keeping that space as you draw down between the ears and the shoulders. And let's just find that connection through our pelvis. So we want the heel, the pubic bone and the hip bone to anchor into the mat while we draw the navel away from the mat. So like a little blue barrier underneath the belly button there to keep that core connection. And then as we draw the roller towards us, the shoulders slide down, and now we're going to peel the chest away from the mat. So we'll just come up into our little thoracic extension here. So keeping it nice and small. Just feel the armpit sliding down towards the pelvis, lifting up through the belly. So you should feel a lot of energy now through your stabilizers underneath your armpit, around your back muscles. Shining that chest forward, lengthening those legs back. And then if you're feeling it in your body today, let's bring it up a little bit higher into our extension. So you're going to draw the roller in towards you as you peel the belly away from the mat. Keep lifting out of the armpits and stretch the chest forward as you roll back down, just melting the front of the body into the mat. And again, we start by sliding the shoulders and armpits down, anchor the pelvis, lifting up through the chest, the ribs, the belly, a little bit of glute activation here to support the lower back, and then stretch the chest down and away. We'll just do about 2 more here, just in your own time. Feel as though you're a piece of sticky tape and you're just peeling off the mat. And then exhale as we stretch the chest away. We roll down with control. And the last one. And rolling all the way back down. And then from here, so I need to wiggle forward a little bit. We're going to find again that connection through the front of the pelvis and that a lower abdominal connection as we float the right arm and the left leg away from the roller and mat, and then lower back down. And then we're going to switch, so left arm, right leg, and lower. So as we lift our limbs, we're still keeping grounded through our hip bones. We're lifting the belly with it to support the lower back so we don't compress through that lower spine so much. So just keep alternating sides here. Your head is in line with the spine. And we'll just do 1 more each side. Can you find more length through your limbs as you stretch away? Like someone's pulling your fingertips and your toes at the same time. And then if you have it in your body today, let's lift both arms and legs up and then lower. Just stay with the alternating if you need to. Otherwise, that's lift the belly up, lift the arms and legs. Last 2. And last one, it's a small movement and then hold it there. A little bit of swimming here. So just tapping the roller and the mat for 10, 9, 8, 7, find that breath, lift that belly, and last 3, 2, 1, and release. Then just press yourself back into a child's pose. The hands can be on the roller and just spread your sit bones wide. Really sink into it. That's it. Checking the time. And when you're ready, let's roll the spine up. Let's place your right foot onto the roller. And let's just go into a little hip stretch here. So we're just going to start to push the pelvis forward and then send it back. And you want to stabilize with that left glute. That's it. So the roller's staying still. We'll just do 2 more here. And then from here, straighten your front leg. Whoop, balancing there now and pulling it back in. That's it. So that left glute is firing there. And we'll do 1 more here. And then we'll keep the legs straight. And we're just going to reach forward for a little hamstring stretch and balance. And then circle the arms up to the sky, circle around and reach forward again. And then lifting up tall, reaching out and around. And then draw it back in. And then we'll change sides. So I like the roller sort of under my arches there. And then that gives it a little massage at the same time. So from here, we just push the pelvis forward. Just make sure that the foot is far enough forward that you have that movement there. You're not compressing into the hip flexor. And just swaying the body forward. And then let's keep the shoulders, the pelvis stacked above each other in line. And then let's push the roller forward and pull it back in. And push and forward. A little bit more stable on this side, I am. And then let's hold it out long, reaching forward, whoop. And we stretch forward, whoa, wobbly. And then we lift up to the sky, try more space through the waist, and then circle out and around, reaching forward. Stretching up and around, last one. And reaching up and around. And then from here, let's bring the knees in line, hands onto the roller. Just a few little shoulder strokes here. Just noticing how the shoulders are feeling compared to the start of class. I definitely have a lot more movement. Yeah, a lot more freedom. And let's just finish with some push-ups. So that's bend the elbows wide for our first set, lower the chest, press up. Now, if you want it a little bit more challenging, shift your weight forward slightly and then bend and extend. Of course, you can always straighten your legs. Whoa. Or come into more of a plank on the knees. So let's count our own. So about 6 to 8 chest push-ups. And then we'll press back for a little break and then 6 to 8 tricep push-ups. So just working a little bit through the upper body today. I like to just press back to reset and then ripple forward. And then triceps, we're going to bend the elbows into the waist and extend. Trying to stabilize the wrists on the rollers. That's it. Exhale to press up. Let's go last few. And then when you're finished here, you're going to press yourself back into a child's pose. And then to finish, let's just go into a few cat and cow stretches with our hands on the roller. Just feel lightness through the hands, like you're trying to lift your hands off. Reaching the tail back. And you're all done. So I hope you feel good. Hello, how are you?